Let's talk about how to choose an e-commerce platform for dropshipping. So if you're interested in dropshipping, there are certain things you got to pay attention to if you want to get the best e-commerce platforms. And it's really important to understand that with so many platforms to choose from today, it can be hard to know which one is the right choice for your venture, especially if you're doing dropshipping. Okay. And to take matters even more complicated, it's important to understand that each e-commerce platform has its own unique set of features. And the question is, which one is right for you? I mean, if you're doing dropshipping is already complicated and it's very competitive as a matter of fact. So you want to really focus on what really matters to you. So some platforms are built for solopreneurs, others are built for small businesses, and some for enterprise level businesses. And the question is not just about size, it's about your ambition, your vision when it comes to e-commerce. And some platforms are built to target brick and mortar stores, while others are geared toward online stores specifically. So while most e-commerce platforms can handle a dropshipping business, some are better for it than others. And one thing I want to say here is that when you are faced with the choice of choosing an e-commerce platform for dropshipping, you got to be very clear about what really matters to you. Because what you want here is that the ideal platform must actually fulfill certain conditions. For example, it should be cost effective because you don't want to start spending money and before you know it, you run out of gas and you start realizing, hey, listen, now I'm out of cash and I need to maybe start over or just wait a little bit. You want to have cost effectiveness. This is really important. You want to also have a platform that's easy to use. Again, you don't want to spend like 2 or 3 or 4 years trying to learn how to use the platform even before starting to sell. No, you want to have an easy usability. So no steep learning curve here. And we want to have a platform that has support for multiple dropshipping plugins. We're talking about everything from Doba to Spocket, Zendrop, CJ Dropshipping. You also have Deezers. So you want to have a constellation of dropshipping apps that can integrate seamlessly onto the platform. And you also want to have a platform that offers plenty of customer support options because you don't want to just reach out to customer service via phone. Maybe you want to just send an email or you want to have live chat. So you want to have diversity here. And you also want to have a platform that make business management simpler so you can focus on growing your business. That's all it is. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. Here are the steps I really want you to follow if you're trying to choose an e-commerce platform for dropshipping. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to is scalability. Scalability is really important. When we talk about e-commerce platform for dropshipping in general, you want to have scalability because when you reach a growth point where you need more products, order processing capability, or bringing in more revenue, will your platform grow you with the whole operation? If the platform will not easily scale, you may have to switch and risk losing sales to something else at a pivotal point in your growth. So when we talk about e-commerce scalability, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the fact that you are growing, you can grow exponentially. You can grow gradually. It really depends on the market, and it depends also on the niche you're in. But it's important to understand that when growth is here, when exponential growth is here, that the platform that you have, the dropshipping platform that you have, is able to go with you. Okay, so when we talk about true e-commerce scalability, what do you really need? Well, you need reliable performance for high order volumes. You want to have a platform that can handle peak traffic. You want to have a platform that can actually handle load balancing. When we talk about load balancing, so let me just break it down for you. It's essential that your web store can perform load balancing to ensure optimal use of your servers, guaranteeing a reliable, speedy experience that your customers will love while shopping on your web store. You also want to think about lazy loading. So lazy loading is another great way to improve your web store's performance. The technology delays image loading content and product images on long web pages. You also have to think about uptime. So a reliable web store needs to have a reliable hosting system that never fails you. And you also need to think about multiple stores and brands. A scalable e-commerce platform is one that allows you to have multiple stores and brands all on the one platform. In other words, you want to control everything from a central dashboard. Really important. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a quick convo about how to choose an e-commerce platform for dropshipping. So dropshipping is a unique business model, and we need to choose the best e-commerce platform. So the first element here is scalability. Besides making sure that the platform is scalable, you also want to make sure that it is easy to use. So criterion number 2, ease of use. So when we talk about ease of use, the thing here is you gotta ask yourself, is the platform easy for you to use? If not, do you have the budget to hire someone to do the work for you? Or the budget to hire someone to help train you how to use it? Many platforms have extensive help documentation to teach you how to take care of the most common tasks. But if you find the platform difficult to use, it's not really worth sticking with over the long run, because honestly, you have much better stuff to do. You obviously need the website's backend to work efficiently, but it's just as important to look at how things operate on the front end. After all, that's what your customers will see and use to actually shop from you. It's hard. If it's really hard for them to use, you will lose a lot of sales, and revenue will drop in the long run. So when we talk about you actually trying to compare and contrast the e-commerce platforms for usability, you have to think about things like user interface. You have to think about usability itself. You have to think about integrations and the value for the dollar. So when we talk about value for the dollar, basically how appropriate is the price for the features, capabilities, and use case. Is pricing clear, transparent, and flexible? Those are important elements. When we talk about integrations, is it easy to connect with other tools? Any pre-built integrations or APIs? Is it easy to connect with social platforms and other marketplaces? There are a variety of e-commerce apps out there designed to plug into your website. So you have to look at think about compatibility with most or many of them. Okay. And when we talk about comparing the easiest e-commerce platforms, there are certain key features you want to pay attention to. For example, you want to pay attention to inventory management, then analytics, customization, support. So when we talk about inventory management, for example, you got to ask yourself, does the platform make inventory management tasks easier? Does it track stock levels? Does it give you stock level data in real time? Does it let you add multiple variants of the same products? In terms of analytics, you want to have granularity. In terms of the data, you want to see exactly what's really happening in your store. So those are quintessential elements to always pay attention to. Number 1, scalability. Number 2, ease of use. Number 3, you want to have built-in marketing tools. So marketing tools, for all intents and purposes, are important for any business in the e-commerce space, but are especially they're especially so for dropshipping businesses. With profit margins being lower and lower and lower every single day, you have to sell more in volume, which usually means that selling more to more customers, and rather than selling more items to fewer customers. Ultimately, to be successful in dropshipping, you must build a solid brand. And since marketing tools make it much easier to do that, opting for a platform with the tools you need is essential in our view. What kind of marketing tools should you look for? Well, email marketing and automation to welcome new customers, announce sales, abandon cart recovery, etc. You want to look at social media marketing to share information on social media, advertise products and special sales, and also SMS. We're talking here about text message marketing. And when we talk about important categories for e-commerce marketing tools, you got to pay attention to what's really important for you. So you got to pay attention to email marketing. You got to look at the analytics, e-commerce platforms or website builders. You also got to think about customer service. So when we talk about email marketing, of course, you want to have an opportunity to actually welcome new customers, to engage your existing customers, to announce sales, to announce all kinds of promos, whatever. So it's all about branding here. It's all about creating the buzz around your products on a continuous basis. And this is an important element to actually integrate in your e-commerce strategy. You got to think also about analytics. Without analytics, your campaigns will not be as effective. And analytics tools use data science and let you get data-driven insights on things like consumer behavior and market trends. And sometimes you can look into analytics to see what your competitors are doing. So competitive intelligence also plays an important role here. And so when we talk about, so this is one you also have to think about, actually e-commerce platforms or website builders. and you want to see exactly what kind of a system they have. Do they have excellent customer support? Do they have built-in e-commerce features? Do they have a mobile friendly sort of backend? Those are key elements to pay attention to. Of course, customer service also really important. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to choose an e-commerce platform for dropshipping. You have to think about optimization also. When we think about the criteria that are important, optimization is an important element, because optimization, whether you're talking about website optimization, product optimization, conversion rate optimization, CRO, or search engine optimization, is crucial for your business's success, especially if you are going to get into drop shipping. So by ensuring that all aspects of your site or business is actually optimized, you are helping your customers make the most out of what you're offering. And you also have to think about social media marketing. Why? I mean, nowadays you understand all the possibilities that are actually available with social media marketing. Social media has become a large part of our daily lives, and it proves to be a valuable marketing asset. So social media platforms let you find, connect, and engage with your target audience. It doesn't matter if you're talking about Facebook, Twitter, now X, if you're talking about Instagram, if you're talking about YouTube, you're talking about LinkedIn. It really depends on where your target audience really is. You also need to think about automation. So automation covers a lot of ground, including ad automation, workflow automation, and task automation. So this is kind of cool. Now, we spend a lot of time on completing mundane or repetitive tasks that sometimes we really get distracted from doing other more important tasks. With marketing automation tools, you are able to operate more efficiently. And automation tools can increase productivity, enhance employee engagement, enable you to tackle more complex processes or issues, and give you more opportunities to provide customers with a better experience overall. So this is kind of cool. And the fourth criterion you want to pay attention to when it comes to choosing an e-commerce platform for dropshipping is support for dropshipping integrations. Integrations are really key. I mean, you will need to use dropshipping extensions or plugins to add functionality to your platform. And especially if your platform doesn't have those functionalities, these plugins will allow you to connect to suppliers and import products, inventory, and more. Some plugins may even automate the order processing so that when somebody places an order for a product on your site, the dropship supplier is automatically notified and begins to process the order. Okay. And if you don't know which supplier you will use when you get started, you want to choose a platform that integrates with several platforms and options so you can choose what works best for you. If you already have use something like Inventory Source or Adobe or Spocket to find products, then choose a solution that integrates with your chosen platform. Another criterion to pay attention to is hosted versus open source platforms. So when we talk about hosted, before you can choose the right e-commerce platform for your needs, you must understand the difference between hosted and open source platforms. So open source platforms, also known as self-hosted, require separate web hosting, which puts you in control over the server. The software may be free or may require a licensing fee. Either way, you will pay for hosting monthly or annually, depending on the company you choose. Plans range from a few bucks a month to hundreds, and depending on the server you choose. Shared hosting, where your website, let's say, is on the same server as countless others, is the most affordable. It's what makes sense for many small businesses. As your online business grows, you may need to upgrade your hosting too. So self-hosted platforms give you full control over your store's customization and features. The thing here is that all of that freedom and flexibility is wonderful for those who are technical and understand web development. For those who aren't, it can be overwhelming and expensive to get the site up and running. That's why hosted platforms exist. So these products include hosting and software, so you don't have to do anything but set up the store and build it with an easy to use interface. So when we talk about self-hosted, we're talking about WordPress hosted websites. When we talk about SaaS, when we talk about self-hosted, this is WordPress. When we talk about hosted platforms, this is the Shopify, the Wix. I'll talk about those later on, but those are the one that we talk about SaaS model, software as a service. So basically, everything is built for you. You just get in, you have a drag and drop builder, and you actually set up everything. It's a lot faster, okay? And so when we talk about a SaaS model is easy for someone with little to no design and development experience to build an online store within minutes. Some can be up and running within minutes. The issue here is that you trade for actually less control over the site and its features. If you need advanced features, you can find many apps and plugins to help you, but those may come at an additional cost. Some plugins may have a one-time fee, while others may require ongoing monthly fee. So here's a winner for you. So when we talk about choosing an e-commerce platform for dropshipping, I just want to share with you a few platforms that you may find interesting for dropshipping. And it's really important to understand that we have reviewed each of these platforms in depth. So if you have more questions, let us know, and we'll just direct you to that specific video. So when we talk about the winner here, we have Shopify. So Shopify is one of the leading e-commerce platforms on the market today. So Shopify does a lot of great things. Shopify is great for dropshipping. It's really fast also. And Shopify, what's really great also is that it has its own fulfillment service, sort of similar to Amazon FBA. But it's not really as I would say effective right now as of like when you compare it to FBA, but it's still there. So it's good to know. And so you also have BigCommerce. BigCommerce is a great e-commerce platform for larger businesses looking to scale. So if you actually can do a lot through BigCommerce with dropshipping. So actually you need dropshipping apps from the BigCommerce app store. So there are plenty of integrations that can make it easy to add new products to your catalog. You also have another player you have here, Wix. So if you need an affordable platform that's easy to use, Wix may be the right e-commerce platform for your online store. It's a great option for a smaller e-commerce business, and it's also suitable for dropshipping, not a problem. You also need to think about another one, WooCommerce. WooCommerce is not really a platform. It is a plugin, and is actually an open source plugin like WordPress. It works with WordPress. It's one of the most popular platforms online today. I'm talking here about WordPress. So WooCommerce does a great job, and will help you out in terms of your dropshipping business. You also need to think about another player here. We have Shift4Shop. So Shift4Shop is kind of cool too. I mean, it's actually a great company. It used to be called 3D Cart. It has rebranded recently. So it's actually suitable for dropshipping. So not a problem. If you want to actually dropship via Shift4Shop, you can do it. You also have Volusion. So Volusion is an all-in-one platform for e-commerce sites. And it's actually suitable also for dropshipping, not a problem. And you also have another player here. You have Adobe Commerce. They used to be called Magento, and actually is a great platform for dropshipping, especially for large scale enterprises. So overall, you can see that you have a lot of players. You also have Squarespace. Squarespace is kind of cool if you're looking for a platform that offers you very sleek, beautiful templates. Especially if you are artistically inclined, you will love Squarespace. And another player here is Weebly. Weebly is an e-commerce platform that's best suited to local brick and mortar stores that need limited functionality. So this is kind of cool also. But so overall, I just give you a small list of players. And if you are looking for an e-commerce platform for dropshipping. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let's quickly go through the recap here. So in today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to choose an e-commerce platform for dropshipping. So I gave you the overview, and then I give you the steps you need to follow to actually make the right choice. So you need to look for scalability, ease of use, built-in marketing tools, support for dropshipping integrations, and you got to look for the hosting sort of a capability. So hosted versus open source platforms. Then I give you the winner here. I give you a few names you can actually think about. You have Shopify, BigCommerce, Wix, WooCommerce, Shift4Shop, Volusion, Magento, now Adobe Commerce, Squarespace, and Weebly. Thank you. God bless you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.